I remember one time, I was talking to my dad about, when you take standardized tests and have to check off what you are? Well, it's funny because there's never any Jamaican or Caribbean or Trinidadian option. There's always African, and there's always Nigerian, and there's always African American. And that really upset my dad, and to be honest, it upset me too, because even on this campus, I feel like everybody knows the Africans, right? And everybody knows the African Americans. But I feel like people like us, people from the Caribbean, are almost forgotten about. Even when we go to parties, they're always like, all the Ghanaians, all the Kenyans, all the Nigerians. Always forget about us. If Black Americans are like the half-child and Africans are like the kid with two parents, we're definitely like the half-sibling stuck in this weird in-between place. Even though I can trace my roots back to the Caribbean, it stops there. I'm proud to be Jamaican, and at least I can claim something. But at the end of the day, my ancestors were brought there as slaves too.
So, I actually wrote about this in my Harvard application. I wrote about how I struggled a lot with accepting the fact that my Black experience was legitimate. And even being second generation Nigerian, I still didn't feel like I fit in with Nigerians, When I'm with my Nigerian relatives, they'd often make fun of me saying, oh, you're an American. And I don't speak the language, which creates another disconnect because I really don't feel like I fit in with them. But on the other hand, I still don't feel like I'm completely American. And I guess it's mostly because of the fact my parents were straight from Africa. And so I have felt like when I was growing up, I had all these different influences from all these different cultures, but at the same time, I wasn't really part of any of them. And I remember growing up and reading the struggles of the enslaved people and thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to my people. I automatically assumed that it was my story. And I don't know when it hit me, but I remember realizing, wait, my ancestors weren't slaves. We weren't brought over. So technically, is this really my story?
So I was watching this film about a refugee in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and there was this really funny moment where I was watching this woman and I was like, wow, my mother is really African, and she don't even know it. So I called her and I said, Mom, you're really African. And I would tell her all these little things she does to me. They're really disparate from European culture and sensibilities. And she was like, oh yeah, baby, that's just what my mom used to do to me. And that's what her mother did to her, and her mother before her. This whole colonial project, it was never complete. They were never able to kill the culture. We retained who we were in some way, even if it was disrupted. That's just beautiful. I'm African American. It's still in there. We're still it. They tried, but they couldn't.